better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
They are dead on that.
all the best all in the blind spot that we don't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't
Stay tuned to that birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
You will hurt the ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along, sing along. Our love is a heart attack. You better check the pulse. You better check for pulse.
Whatever happened to him, he acted pure.
Unraveling the intricate web of lies that made up Chris Watts' secret life, offering clues as to why he murdered his pregnant wife Shanann and their 2 young daughters. Shanann's devastated parents, Sandra and Frank Rusek, speaking out for the first time since their daughter's murder.
I told the police to find his GPS because his GPS is going to tell them where my family is.
From the outside, the Watts family seems perfect. In social media videos, Chris plays the part of a loving husband and doting father to Bella, 4, and 3-year-old Celeste, also known as Cece.
My daddy is a hero.
I'm so excited. I'm driving with you. Hey guys, we're here from the boat today.
She was fun, full of life. She did so many things. She had her hand in everything.
Love you guys. Have a great day.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to Watts the Obsession True Crime. And tonight we are going to be talking about some of the spooky aspects of the Watts case. This video is the Chris Watts haunting premonition and Nichol Kessinger's dark magic. So we are going to be hitting on both topics along those lines. And I'm so glad that you are here tonight joining us for this live stream. And for those of you who are hoping to join us for this live stream last night on Halloween night when I originally had scheduled, I'm so sorry I couldn't do it last night. I was so sick yesterday. I had to take the day off of work. I had a fever and I was a little loopy and just couldn't do it. But here we are tonight and I welcome all of you. So let me just say hello to those of you who are in the chat. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go back up there a little bit. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to pick a point to start at and let's see. All right. If I miss you, please say hello. I'll say hello back. It's not anything intentional, I promise. So hello, Angela, welcome. How are you doing? Great to see you. And then Blown Chevy 50, or no, SS, welcome. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Also, thanks for being here tonight. Hey, Sarah Bowman, welcome. Nice to see you as well. Also, our friend, Cyberpunk Central, welcome. How's it going? Our wonderful moderators. We have Cuff You, our amazing moderator, Honey Bun. I know Anaphylaxis is here, Pepper, Sherry, everyone, please thank our moderators. It's only because of them we can even do these live streams because without them, everything goes to hell. Trust me. And Honey Bun gifted 1 Watts the Obsession membership. And please don't let me forget. I want to give out some memberships for YouTube and for Patreon tonight. And just a little housekeeping note. For those of you that were here during the last stream when we were going over the Lauren Matthias soccer scandal situation, I told you that I'd have the entire case file of everything that the court has released. There are, the statements, Lauren Matthias' statement, the person who she accused, their statements, all of the exhibits, all of the audio that the court has released, the entire case file, thanks in large part to our moderator, Cuff You, because she found all that shit for me, is on Patreon in one nice, neat file now. I'll get you the link in a little bit so you can find it all there on Patreon. Yes, and I will be giving out some Patreon and YouTube memberships tonight. Hey, Valerie, how's it going? Nice to see you, my friend. And Red Sonia, welcome. How are you doing? It's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad you're here. Let me keep scrolling down. And again, if I missed you, please, no, it's not personal. It's just because I didn't see it. And it's my fault. It's me. It's not you. Hey, seriously, how's it going? Great to see you. Hey, Clover D, great to see you as well. Alice in Wonderland, great to see you. So glad you're here tonight. Scrolling. Hey, Calista, how you doing? It's always great to see you. Grandma Sherry, you as well. Stephania Love, what a pretty name. Love it. I'm so glad that you're here. I know I'm missing people, and I'm so sorry for that. Miss J, if only you knew. Great to see you again. Glad you're back, my friend. Thanks for coming back. Kelly Hans, welcome. How are you doing? Good luck for Miss Kessinger, right? I thought so. I did her makeup myself. I'm glad you like it, Kel. Let's see. Hey, Leslie Harris. Always wonderful to see you. Thank you for being part of the community. Hey, Molly. How are you doing? Nice to see you also. Let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling. Hey, Deadline Crime and Lifestyle and our friends. This is the channel that was formerly Crafted Evans. Is now Deadline Crime and Lifestyle. So just know that. So you know where to find her if you want to. Let's see. Mr. Garlic Man 3134. Welcome. It's great to see you also. Ghost with the Most. Great to see you again. Thanks for being here tonight. Danielle, welcome. How are you doing, my friend? Let's see, scrolling down, almost to the current time, almost there. Hey, Chrissy Fox, how are you doing? Love your name, Chrissy Fox. That's an awesome name. You sound like a superstar. Let's see, Mandy H, hey, how are you doing? Oops. Mandy H, you didn't miss anything. We're just getting started, my girl. And Jessica, how are you doing, my friend? It's been awesome seeing you so much lately. Thank you for being here. Hey, MB Gal, one of our OGs. So nice to see you. Also, MK Connecticut, welcome. How are you doing, my friend? Pamela Campbell, how are you doing? One of my favorite YouTube channels, listening from Scotland, UK. Oh, thanks for letting us know where you're from, and thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Let's see. Hey, Carol, how are you doing? Welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. Oh, and Sherry gifted 5 memberships too. Let me go to my start. Oh my gosh. Sherry gave a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Sherry. I just love you. Sherry is one of our outstanding moderators and a good friend of mine. Thank you so much. She's also been a member for 20 months. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And Honeybun gifted a membership. So if you got a membership, thank Honeybun. Or Sherry, who was generous enough to give 5 memberships, which is so super cool. So welcome to those of you who are now members. We are so happy to have you. So tonight we are going to be talking about some of the kind of premonitions that it seems Chris Watts had about the horrible crime that he committed, the murder of his then pregnant wife. She was 15 weeks pregnant, Shanann Watts, his 4-year-old daughter, Bella Watts, and his 3-year-old daughter, Cece Watts. You disgusting pig, Chris Watts. We are happy that you are going to be rotting in prison for the rest of your natural life. You took away their lives. That's what you get. Now, I personally, and I know a lot of us on this channel, think that he is not the only one that should have been found guilty of this horrible crime. And we'll be talking about that a little bit tonight. We are also going to be talking about, some things having to do with Nichol Kessinger and the dark magic that some people believe that she was practicing. Oh boy. So without further ado, let me bring some content here onto the stream. And we're going to be listening to just a small segment of Chris Watts' interview from Dodge Correctional Facility in February of 2019, when he had served at this point about 3 months of his 4+ life sentences in prison. So listen carefully what he has to say here. And play. Oop, add to stage and play. Why isn't it playing? Come on. It's actually not the one I want anyway. Here we go.
It felt like it was maybe a trigger point or something, like you hit the push button on a bomb and it just blows up. Right. Something in my head was just something was hurting. just like I had to say something.
Okay. So then, exactly what did you say and what happened?
So when I woke her up, and it's like, hey, we just gotta talk.
Okay.
And I told her, I don't feel compatible. I don't feel like this is gonna work. I just, I don't want to. Like, can we cancel the trip to Aspen? And she had booked a trip that week to go to some like mystery 4-star luxury hotel or something.
Just the two of you or the whole family?
Just me and her.
Okay.
And she had Amanda there to watch the kids that weekend or something.
Okay.
And I was just like, can we cancel that? Can we like do something? Like, from what I remember, I even said, can we move to Brighton just to get away from like this house?
Oh.
But like, I'm not sure if that was like in the beginning or the end of part of the conversation or whatnot. That conversation was so many different ways. Like they'd gone from like staying together to not staying together to just like all the above.
Okay. So this is half an hour, what?
Definitely not more than that.
Okay.
I don't think.
Are you crying? Is he crying?
It's back and forth. It's like, she's got, mascara. She didn't wash her face when she got home. She had makeup on still, so mascara is running all over her and stuff like that. Yeah, it was nothing about that conference. I just wish I could take all of it back. Just the whole negative thing back, everything. But
So then when did it turn?
as far as that conversation, just at the end when I was telling her like I told her I didn't love her anymore. That's when it happened.
What happened?
She told me to get off her, and then I put my hands on it.
Okay.
Did you say she said something like that you were hurting the baby or something?
That was before that, because like when I was straddling her, it was kind of like around her waist type deal.
Why did you get on her like that?
I just when we got on the bed, that's just where I got on.
Is that so she would listen to you?
I felt like she could probably listen to me just laying beside her, but I got on top of her. And every time I think about it, I'm just like, did I know I was going to do that before I got on top of her?
Really? That's an interesting thought, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you knew.
Just like everything that happened that morning, I don't know, like I try to go back in my head. I'm just like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. It's everything just kind of like.
Felt like you had to?
It just felt like it was. I don't even want to say it felt like it had to. It just felt like there was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning, it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want, like when, like just like in the sentencing hearing, that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes, something like that to happen. Like why couldn't I just let go? I didn't.
Oh, it didn't hurt you.
I just like
Was it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me, honestly.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
Fighting.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know. Maybe she was praying. Maybe she was just. Now I read the Bible. It said, the scripture says, don't forgive these people for they do not know what they do. Mm-hmm. Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fighting. I don't know why.
So she didn't grab. Could she grab your arms, or were her arms pinned down, or?
I don't think so. I don't think like I moved to where my knees are around her arms or anything. It was just kind of like when I got on top of her, we started talking. That was it. It's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen. And just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go.
Did it seem like it was that long? 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
It almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but I just like I couldn't let it go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting you go.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you're in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap, something. I mean, I know. I guess my attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that could be passionate.
It's just intimate because you're right. And
Yeah.
using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So.
It just felt like somebody was like behind me, just like, I just couldn't let go.
It's interesting to me because there was a lot of things in your life that were like that, right? Where you're just like, maybe felt out of control or maybe felt like, I don't know why I couldn't take a step back or, like even when you said, when your buddy was like, let's go to the football game, you wanted to say yes, you could.
Yeah, I wanted to. Like, I haven't been to a football game since North Carolina, so I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to just text him, hey, no, it fell through, can't go.
So, then what?
Just, but just after, shenanigans started, I guess, once she was gone, it was just like, I didn't know what was going on. It's like, there was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type, and everything, and like, I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time.
Okay, so, in that little diatribe that Chris Watts gives there to the investigators, and as Pokemon points out, hey, at least they're letting him finish his sentence there, because as Pokemon said, there's so many times when the investigators cut him off, and even at critical points where you really want to hear what he's about to say, and they finish the sentence for him, and they don't let him reveal what, we want him to reveal through these statements. But in this part, he talks about, it's a feeling of if somebody had their hands around you and had their hands on yours and you just couldn't let go. And, he very much speaks as though he wasn't in control of his faculties at this moment. And there was another force that was compelling him to commit those horrific murders. Now, I will say it again. I think Chris Watts is exactly where he should be. He should spend the rest of his life in prison. He is definitely guilty of taking the lives of his family members. But I personally do think that there is at least another who should be found guilty of, some kind of, at the very least, complicitness in that crime. Now, just listen to this very short excerpt of Chris Watts' interview at the Frederick Police Department before he finally fessed up, well, partially at least, and told them, what he had done. Now, it was really hard to hear this, so I had to mess around with the audio. So if you're wearing earbuds, just be careful. I'm not sure how it's going to sound on earbuds.
Yesterday when you were talking, again, this is before we kind of got to this moment today, you mentioned that we were talking, you said, I don't know where they are, and then you said something along the lines of, whatever happened to them is acted pure evil. What does that mean? It's the evil that I saw when I walked behind and she was on top of CC.
So Graham Coder's just saying, you had mentioned that whatever happened to them is an act of pure evil. There's another point in this interview where he says, just that, whatever happened to them is an act of pure evil. So what does he mean by that? And Chris, clarifies and saying, it's the evil that I saw when I came up when I saw Shanann with her hands around Cece's neck. Well, we know that didn't happen. So, what exactly is Chris Watts talking about? I mean, I guess the world may never know. Now, I want to share with you a letter, one of the letters that Chris Watts wrote to Cheryl Lynn Cadle. So let me get that queued up in the stream here. Oh, let's see. Welcome to those of you coming in, guys. If you could just take a moment and please hit the like, I would really appreciate it. Do the YouTube thing, all the things that YouTube makes us do, the hoops we have to jump through, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Now let me just make sure that you guys can see this because let's see, now that I have it up, let me check on my phone here if you guys can see this. Okay. Did it come in? No, it didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to read this. It's hard to read, because it's in his handwriting here, but I'm going to give it my best. Whew. All right. This is from April 23rd, 2019. So about 6 months after he committed this atrocious crime. Hello again. I hope you are doing well. It's been awesome being able to talk with you on the phone, but I know the 15-minute time limit is a pain. Sometimes I can get right back on the phone, but right now there are other inmates that like to be on the phone as much as I do. So I respect their time as well. Well, ain't you a nice guy, Chris Watts, respecting that inmate time? That's awesome of you. How's your day going? I hope you're able to see him. I have been praying on that every day. Yes. The petition really blew my mind, and that people really want to make me suffer like that. Now, what the petition was for was to have the photos of Chris Watts' family members, the same family members that he murdered, that he would have to take them down off of his prison wall. It was leaked out that Chris Watts did have pictures of Shanann and Bella and Cece on his wall at the prison, and people didn't like that. So that's what he's referring to. Even if they did ever take my pictures, they can't take my memories. An inmate from another institution wrote me about this subject and said, if they take your pictures, they would need to take the pictures from the 500 or 600 people that have family pictures up in their cell, convicted of the same act. I don't know if there's 500 or 600 people. I don't know. Maybe there are that killed their own family members. I don't know. Anyway, do I feel like I should be incarcerated for the act I committed? I most definitely think so. Do I imagine myself ever doing anything like this or be a danger to society? I most definitely think not, all capital letters. If I were ever to be released, I know I would go straight to a ministry and start going to jails/prisons and help inmates. Oh, you really good guy. If God led me to be ordained, I would go that route as well, and possibly even be a chaplain. Maybe the laws will change one day. My attorney team could see I was different and know that this was a one-time occurrence for me. Just killed once in my life, just murdered once, murdered 3 people, my whole family, just one time. It ain't so bad. They even told me that in Europe, the law is I would serve 20 years or so for homicide. And in California, after 25 years of imprisonment on a lifetime sentence, you can be released if you had good behavior. So there's hope for everyone to live outside the prison walls. I know physically I'm behind these walls, but my spirit is free, all capital letters, with Christ. If God keeps putting me in your heart that there is more to the story than what the FBI has, you're correct. I don't like saying stuff like that over the phone because I'm never certain why they screen my calls. When they screen my calls. I know I've already told you about the vision I had before August 13th, when I was lying in bed and all the lights were on in my loft and downstairs, and I felt so alone. That is exactly what happened on August 14th, when I was laying in bed. I'm going to play you a little clip of something he said in his interview on the porch. And there's also some information in the discovery that verifies this, that all of a sudden, all of the lights in Chris Watts' house had turned on. I'm not sure if I want this in a book or if God does, but here are the things I left out. August 12th, when I finished putting the girls to bed, trigger warning, y'all, I walked away and said, That's the last time I'm going to be tucking my babies in. Fucking bastard. I know what was going to happen the day before I did anything to stop, and I didn't do anything to stop it. I was numb to the entire world. I had literally taken my kids to a birthday party, played with water balloons, and had an amazing time. I'm not sure what it says there. Something all the way home, sang songs all the way home, gave them bath and shower, gave them both a shower, ate dinner, read bedtime stories, and sang bedtime songs. And still nothing registered. When Shanann had to be somewhere, I always enjoyed taking the girls places or playing outside because it was an opportunity to bond. And still, even the night before, I couldn't stop myself from what I knew would occur the next morning. So that really contradicts what he said in the prison interview, that part that we just listened to, that in that moment there was something that was compelling him to do it and he just couldn't stop himself, don't you think? Second, August 13th, the morning of, I went to the girls' rooms first, before Shanann and I ever had our argument. I went to Bella's room, then Cece's room, and used a pillow from their bed. That is why the cause of death was smothering. After I left Cece's room, then I climbed into bed with Shanann, and our argument ensued. After Shanann had passed, Bella and Cece woke back up. I'm not sure how they woke back up, but they did. It makes C act that much worse, knowing that I went to their rooms first and knowing I still took their lives at the location. It's RV 319 he's referring to. 3. The reason the medical examiner found OxyContin in Shanann's blood system is because I gave it to her. I thought it would be easier to be with Nichol if Shanann wasn't pregnant. And this goes into some of the material that I'm going to be talking about for Patreon members only. So if you do want to hear that, I am going to be talking about it soon. We're going to do a live stream very, very soon. Become a member over on Patreon. I can't talk about it on YouTube. They take it down every time. If the world knew all of that, I'm pretty sure a new petition would be started to have me put to death, or I would be killed in prison if I ever got transferred from this institution. I'm not sure if this was a spiritual visit, but I had a dream. Cece was dancing next to the chair in my cell. When she was dancing, one of my folders on the chair started moving, and I thought she was in trouble. So I said, "Watch out, get away, watch out." And then I woke up. I'm hoping she comes back. I hope everyone comes back to visit me. I'm trying to see if I can clear my head before I go to sleep to help. I like that John 10:110 passage you sent. I wish I could have had an open ear to hear the Lord calling me back in June, July, and August, which happened to be the months that he was dating Nichol Kessinger. If we run after sin, we won't ever hear our shepherd calling us. I couldn't discern between the good spirits and the evil spirits, and that eventually something me into a deep pit. I couldn't climb out of it. I pray that you and your family are doing good, and I pray that the Lord will keep directing us in his path. Take care and God bless, Chris. P.S. This is just a passage. The night is forespent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on our armor of light. Romans 13:12. Well, ain't that sweet? So in there, he talks about, having that dream where all of the lights, were on. He woke up and all the lights were on in his house, and, it really had freaked him out. So there is a part in the discovery where the officer who was tasked with observing, watching over the Watts house while Chris Watts was staying there before he partially admitted to what he had done. And he talks about all of a sudden that the lights were on at the house in the middle of the night. It was like 3-something a.m. Of course, it was 3-something a.m., right? It's like the witching hour. And then there's also this part in Watts' interview where he was on the porch. I think I took that out. Let me re-cue that. Share screen, share screen. Okay.
That's the not knowing part. Like, if they're not safe. Last night, I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was.
So he just talks there about having all the lights on. So that would be the day after the night when he, the officer wrote that all of a sudden all the lights in the Watts house turned on strangely at 3-something a.m. He didn't know what happened. And then Chris Watts also writes Sherilyn Cadle and talks about that premonition that he had in his letter to Sherilyn Cadle. So what do you guys think about that? Let me pick up some comments here. Cyberpunk Central says the lights are on, but nobody's home in Christopher's head. Ain't that the truth? My gosh. Cuffew says, I'm glad he lives every day scared and worried that he will lose his life. Yeah, he really does deserve that. I mean, I hate to say that, but he's made his own bed, certainly, hasn't he? Let's see. Nichol Kessinger has eagle feet. She has very strange fingers. Let's see. Hello, darling. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome. McNugget the Great, welcome. I'm glad he got life in prison. Yeah, absolutely. Great name. Let's see. All right, I'll be checking in your comments in a little while. Yeah, witchy fingers. She really does have witchy fingers. So I'm going to bring into the stream. Now, during the last Watts Spooky live stream that we had, which was a few weeks ago, it was the last Watts live stream we did, we were starting to talk about Nichol Kessinger's involvement in some group called the OTO, Otis Templars, or well, let me look it up. Wait a minute, hold it. OTO, make sure I'm saying it right. Sorry, my friends. It is the Ordo Templi or Orientis, okay? And we were looking into the background of it a little bit, what it's all about. Now, I found a video from the channel Crime Catalyst, who is an OG Watts channel. She's been making videos on the Watts case for a really long time as well. And she did a really good job looking into the background of OTO and how Nichol Kessinger is related to it. So we are together going to watch a good part of that video. So everybody, please do check out Crime Catalyst. Could Cuffew or somebody pick up the link to, actually, I can give it for you right here. I want to make sure that we give her due credit because it is her video. She did a really great job about it. I'm going to pop the video link right here in the chat. And if one of the moderators could graciously pick this up and, drop it sporadically throughout, that would be awesome. And maybe you can label what it is. I have a lot. I can only do so many things at once, right? Oh, you already got it, Cuffew. I should have known. You're good. All right. So I'm going to bring that into the stream right now. Great channel. And if you're into this kind of content, like what we're talking about right now, like the spooky stuff, the dark side of the Watts case, she did several videos on this. And I think that they're all really well done. So definitely go check out her channel.
Saying he had no idea where his family was and just wanted them back home safe. He admitted he was having an affair with a woman named Nichol Kessinger, who he'd met through work. The affair had been going on for several months.
The dramatic moment cops confront Chris Watts' mistress after he and his pregnant wife and 2 daughters to start a new life with her.
Police spoke with Kessinger about her connection to the case.
Am I in trouble for religious sex?
You're in trouble.
I didn't know what was going on at that point.
So, why would you wipe out your family to be with me?
The just-released video shows 30-year-old Nichol Kessinger being interrogated.
Is there concern that you're hiding something? Potentially. Did you ever say anything to him about like...
Never.
Sobbing over the gruesome fate of the children, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste.
He's so disgusting. I'm so ashamed of him.
Why? How? I don't even understand how you could bring yourself to do that to somebody who's that big.
We've spent literal months talking about the dark things in the Watts case, and we're still not done.
This woman was targeting him in order to ritualize his marriage. This woman in and of herself was not in human form when she went after Chris Watts. She stalked him. There was a disassociation from the human frame with this mistress, and there was an energy that came with her that went after Chris Watts. And there's some element of energetic manipulation. She stepped out, someone stepped in, and they went after Chris. The mistress became his downfall. His downfall. His downfall.
It's just like, let me just see how this plays out. And it was really exciting. Like, I liked helping him. This is what he told me he wanted. So I was like, well, I will help you.
So be my grave without a neck, but earth may swallow up my shame.
I was like trying to push him to do it, and he seemed pretty reluctant to do it. He didn't want to.
Like, I try to go back in my head, I was like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it.
I was like trying to push him to do it. He didn't want to. He seemed pretty reluctant to do it. I was like trying to push him to do it, and he didn't want to.
I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this, but I did it.
It's hard. This was like the dream job. I feel awful about all of this. Like, I wanted that for so long to get out of the oil field. I was so tired of living on oil rigs. It's such a rough life. I just want to be in the office and working environmentalist for an oil company. And I finally got it, and all this happened. Finally got it, and all this happened.
Nichol Lee Kessinger was into some dark things. She carried around crystals, traveled to ceremonial places, had knowledge about powerful magic and rituals, and then she set her eyes on Chris Watts. She had a spiritual advisor, and God only knows what she needed one of those for. Was he a teacher, a guide? They're sometimes called spiritual counselors, energy healers, transformational friends. They are someone to assist another in their fully awakening to the fullness of their being. They might be called a guru, rabbi, mentor, mystic, witch doctor.
These people are very rare. They have always been there and always will be. They live on different continents and pray to different gods. But they all have abilities that are beyond explanation. Their words are prophetic. Their undertakings sometimes contradict the laws of physics. The mysterious chosen ones. The people of knowledge.
A witch doctor can be comparable to a medicine man. They might also be called a shaman, wizard, healer, sorcerer, necromancer, conjurer, or voodooist. Nichol Kessinger was very sneaky. She went to great lengths to hide information, especially information about the conversations she had with her friends.
I don't have to ask anything more than, "Hi, Chris, my name's Kevin, or Jim," and I'm not saying you have to give it to you.
Leave Jim alone.
If at some point,
she was very upset about having to give the investigators access to her phone and her communications with her friend Jim and her best friend Charlotte.
Have all that. I just was like, oh my god, just so many texts on here between me and all my friends. I'm like, do they really want all this stuff?
Well, is there anything in those texts that you'd be concerned with?
Not really.
So, well, not really, or yes or no?
No, I mean, like,
The only reason we even know about her so-called spiritual advisor is because of online sleuths looking through her phone records. She got incoming calls from her spiritual advisor at 2:28 and 2:35 on the day of the murder. His name is Robert Edsardi, and he has a background in computer sciences. It's really not known exactly what his role was. What exactly was he?
Okay, so during the last live stream, we talked about those calls that she made to her spiritual advisor at 2:35, and I can't remember what. And for the better part of this certain period of time, she was on the phone with her spiritual advisor. When she got off the phone with her spiritual advisor, it was shortly after that where she was having that text exchange between herself and Chris Watts, where we can see Chris Watts texting when he is in his neighbor Nate's living room watching that security camera footage with neighbor Nate and Officer Coonrod. And that text is exchanged between them where he says, "Oh my God, that's ridiculous. They would absolutely love it." And then Nichol Kessinger says that it's something about the unicorn lucky charms, just to kind of tie that all together for you. Okay. So we figured that all out during the last live stream.
Advising Nichol about. Typically, they teach the way to attain wealth, notoriety, and power. They might teach you how to grow your bank account, money secrets, secure your future, or something more sinister. This spiritual advisor was said to be a part of the OTO. The OTO is a religious group or a cult who practices yoga, meditation, ceremonial magic, ritual nudity, and more.
Hey, witch doctor, give us the magic words!
With her spiritual advisor being a part of the OTO, I would think there's a high probability that he may have been a witch doctor who might be trained in herbs, magic, and religious rituals. Someone you might call on to denounce works of evil magic.
Oh, little sickie seems to be the pain. Got all these herbs, don't mean a fucking thing. I'm a little witch with magic tricks. Come and get your fix. Crystals, razor like the taste of orange peel. Open the mind, change the mind is how we achieve. Can't hurt to try, right? Is what I believe. Witch doctor, a witch doctor.
You might recognize this little tune. It's a novelty song about someone seeking advice from a witch doctor to win someone over, with the witch doctor responding in a high-pitched, nonsensical chant.
What did you do?
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you.
What did you
I
do?
told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said that.
What did you do? What did you do, Chris? What did you do? And then, and I kept asking him too, like, what did you do, Chris? What did you do? What did you do, Chris?
The idea is that the witch doctor is giving them this string of gibberish that they would then repeat back to their love interest. This gibberish or chant will subconsciously make the person lower their defenses and fall madly in love. They will be convinced that she is the person that he wants to be with.
What did you do, Chris? What did you do? I didn't hurt my family, Nikki. And he was like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, where's your family? But I was still like in my head, just kind of like stressed out. If you did something bad, I was like, you're gonna ruin your life. And I was like, and if you did something bad, I was like, you're gonna ruin my life. And I was like, and I promise you that.
In my last video, I said I would share my theory, but didn't actually get around to explaining it in detail. But now I'm going to walk you through what I think could have happened and how this thing progressed into what it ultimately became. And we're going to get into some more dark things. If Nichol was a part of the OTO or had close friends associated with the OTO, then there's no doubt in my mind that she was practicing dark magic and rituals. If you're not familiar with the belief system of the OTO, then stick around because we're going to get into it. But before we get there, we got to work backwards a little bit. We got to go back to the beginning, to Nichol's teenage or early adulthood years. We got to go back to when I believe she first started dabbling in witchcraft. Some of my statements might be stated as fact, but it's all alleged and it's just for the purpose of explaining the theory. Nichol studied in science and Earth's minerals and allegedly dabbled in witchcraft long before she met Chris Watts. She used witchcraft and spells to gain personal empowerment, spiritual growth, and a sense of control over her life. By claiming the power attributed to witchcraft, she was able to gain influence over other people for personal empowerment or for financial gain. During my research, I read a lot of stories about women sharing what brought them to witchcraft. Many shared about being in a dark place in that time in their life, about being tired, overwhelmed, uncomfortable, miserable. They had lost their joy and had feelings of giving up. And witchcraft pulled them out of that darkness. This is likely true for Nichol Kessinger. Nichol was a rebellious teenager. At a young age, she was drinking and smoking, partying. She was arrested for disorderly conduct after an incident where she disobeyed a police officer. She honestly could have been charged with a lot more. The police officer had to use his baton to break through the glass door after Nichol instructed all of her friends not to let them in. This type of behavior will get you nowhere fast. Her life wasn't going well, headed straight for the gutter. We could argue that it was her troublesome teenage years that brought her to witchcraft, because something caused a pretty quick turnaround. She did a complete 180 and decided to be smart and further her education. She graduated from Colorado State University with a Bachelor of Science in 2013. She also has an Associate of Science degree focused on geological and earth sciences from the Community College of Aurora. Did witchcraft play a role in shaping her destiny? Maybe it was when she started studying science and the earth, and she began discovering the use of Earth's energy to manifest her dreams in life. She spent her early adult years building her craft. As a baby witch, she likely started very simple. Beginners typically master the art of protection spells. She probably did a lot of research. We all know how big she was on reading.
But I did tell him, just read. Like, that's what I always used to tell him. Just read. Reading was so good for you.
She would have learned about pentacles and pentagrams, casting a circle, grounding, shadow work. Beginners experience more luck, improved health, stronger intuition, being more open-minded. They feel like they gain control over their life, personal power, sense of peace, feeling grounded, connected to self and nature, and they feel protected. She would have needed to choose a path. What type of magic did she want to do? Crystal magic, herbal magic? And so, at this point in her life, things were probably going pretty good for her, except for in the relationship and love departments. She had many failed relationships. Before meeting Chris Watts, she was with an abusive man. She found herself having to escape that relationship by going into hiding. I believe this is when she got more intensely involved in magic in order to manifest love in her life. She was on the prowl looking for a love interest to test her newly discovered practices, to put her power to use, and manifest a husband. I believe she crossed paths with Shanann in 2017 when she Googled her and Chris, and she saw all of the qualities that she had been looking for in someone else's husband.
The fact that he was like very open with communicating with me if there were any like differences on how we saw things or just like open-minded about things. It was actually, I personally thought it was kind of unique because usually most of the men that I've ever met are typically very closed off, and I didn't get that from him.
She realized she was educated in doing the work needed for a position at Chris Watts' workplace at Anadarko. What do people use magic and spells for? To manifest and get what they want in life. So she did some spell work to get contracted out to Anadarko so that she would be in close contact with her new love interest, her future husband. Once that door was opened and she got the job, she believed that the rest would be a cakewalk.
Hey everybody!
She watched Shanann online to get a bird's eye view of what all their lives entailed.
I may or may not be listening to Christmas music. May. So those of you know me, I come from a family that is full of Christmas cheer. My girls are being raised to have Christmas is like one of their favorite times of the year.
And she spotted the weaknesses in Chris and Shanann's marriage. Shanann was a busy lady.
Don't mind the hair and everything, I'm a hot mess today. Been cleaning, I'm getting ready to bring up all the Christmas decorations, which is a lot.
Trying to juggle being a mom, a homemaker, a wife, a working stay-at-home mother.
Definitely have been super busy over this way. Trying to get everything situated between school with the girls. They were sick last week. That kept me really, really, really busy.
Naturally, it's hard to divide your time and energy equally 24/7. Manipulative people will often look for weaknesses and exploit them when it suits them most. Nichol Kessinger, being a witch, allegedly, who is already naturally manipulative and very good at reading emotions, could easily identify the insecurities and fears of a weak-minded person like Chris Watts. And I've often wondered if Shanann Watts was also targeted by Nichol Kessinger. Did she do something to try to weaken Shanann, to try to bring her down, make her feel less confident?
He said
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name?
Yes, it's Bella and Celeste.
Very well. I'll bide my time. And as for you, my fine lady, it's true, I can't attend you here and now as I'd like. But just try to stay out of my way. Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Oh, rubbish. You have no power here. Be gone before somebody drops a house on you, too.
I just want to say she did a really good job on this, didn't she? I think that this is a really good video. Hope you're enjoying it.
Remember, the trip kept getting extended. First, it was supposed to be only a couple of weeks, then it turned into 6 weeks. She had this rare opportunity of 100% free alone time with her new man, a fully committed husband and father. I just don't know if I believe that was a coincidence. Shanann was the one who chose her unborn son's name, and she almost named him after the mistress of her husband. Nico Lee sounds a lot like Nicole Lee. It's just too weird. You can't be a practitioner or a witch and not know who Aleister Crowley is. Crowley. I think I've been saying it both ways. Oops. If you research the OTO, you'll come across the name Aleister Crowley, known as the wickedest man, supernaturally evil, the man who spoke to demons. He was an English occultist, a ceremonial magician. He identified himself as a prophet. He is the one who added the K to the word magic. With Nicole being a researcher at heart, did she discover Aleister Crowley's workings? Did she study any of his books?
No, but I did tell him, just read. Like, that's what I always used to tell him. Just read. Reading was so good for you. I always tell him, I tell people to read about everything. Reading was so good for you.
Secret societies dedicated to seeking wisdom have existed in all ages and cultures, from the birth of the tribesman and the dervish to the elaborate ceremonies of the Freemason. The aim is the same: the programmed alteration of consciousness within a group setting. In 1895, Carl Kellner, a wealthy Australian industrialist and paper chemist, as well as a high-grade Mason, founded the OTO. He met 3 men while he was traveling who instructed him in specific magical practices. The order was first proclaimed in a publication in 1902. After Kellner's death, Theodore Royce became the leader of the OTO, and in 1912 it was published and announced that the order taught the secret of ritual magic. After that announcement, as you might imagine, they experienced a reasonably steady growth. In 1912, the historic meeting between Rouse and Crowley occurred. Crowley wrote that Royce came to him and accused him of revealing order secrets. When Crowley responded that he had no idea what Royce was talking about, Royce opened to a chapter in the Book of Lies. When Crowley looked at it, the interpretation of magic unfolded itself to him for the first time. Royce appointed Crowley as supreme and holy king of all the English-speaking world. Then in 1922, Royce resigned as outer head of the order after suffering a stroke and named Crowley his successor.
Aleister Crowley, the man who called himself the Beast 666, black magician, drug fiend, sex addict, and traitor to the British people.
I want none of your faint approval or faint dispraise. To hell with Christianity.
Nichol Kessinger.
Now, I just want to read this comment. Carolina, how are you doing, sweetheart? Says there is some really dark, scary stuff attached to the Chris Watts case. In my opinion, that house was built on top of a sacred burial ground. Now, during the last live stream, we were talking about the name Saratoga Drive, and I was telling y'all that I live in upstate New York, and in upstate New York, there is a beautiful, adorable little town called Saratoga. It's a very artsy town. There's some universities right in Saratoga. I've seen a number of great bands, Dave Matthews Band, Pearl Jam, some other people at the SPAC or the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. And the point is, the name Saratoga, like many of the other names of towns in upstate New York, is named after American Indians or Native Americans. So I know for a fact that the name Saratoga is an American Indian or Native American name, and the Watts family did live on Saratoga Trail. Just a little interesting factoid for you that I thought I would mention at this point. Good call, Carolina.
Used a lot of odd phrases. She called her home a nest and talked about going to a safe house. She used the quote, love does not murder.
Love does not murder. Hate and resentment murder. Hate and resentment murder. That's the way I look at that. Like, I honestly do not remember the order of operations on all of this, but I'm pretty sure. I honestly do not remember the order of operations on all of this. Different from his standard operating procedure. Because whether his wife is home.
And asked the question, how long has he been in this paradigm shifting?
How long has his brain been like shifting to this paradigm shift where he feels the need to do this? It's like,
it took me a minute to find this word because I had never heard it before. I wasn't sure how to spell it. It's definitely not a word that was a part of my vocabulary.
How long has his brain been like shifting to this paradigm shift?
Kessinger might have been familiar with it because it was a phrase created by a philosopher of science. And it basically means a transformation. When your way of thinking is changed to a new and different way of thinking. With magic, you can send your dream lover straight to your doorstep. Someone who has had a love spell cast on them may experience mood changes, unusual feeling of happiness and satisfaction. Love and lust spells can have the target dreaming about them, steering their growing attention and attraction towards them. Love spells will...
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry, guys. CE, if you're still here, and I hope you are, you were accidentally muted last time. I saw some of the moderators talking about that. So you are more than welcome here. We want you here. I want you here. So I'm really sorry that happened, and I hope that you're hearing my message, and we can totally see your comments. So I'm very, very sorry that happened. And so are the moderators. It was just a total like weird mistake. It's nothing personal. I hope you're still here.
Have the target smelling the other person. They might hear a low-toned voice calling their name.
Christopher.
They may experience insomnia.
Which I don't know if it's like an insomnia thing or what.
People being targeted by a love spell may find themselves struggling to get even the slightest of sleep.
I don't think I was probably sleeping more 3 hours a night. It felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't. Which I don't know if it was like an insomnia thing or what, but like I wasn't sleeping. I mean, even Nikki said that I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch while I was talking to her, and then like pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep.
Love spells could be tempting when you want a specific individual to fall for you. But you should be careful because a spell should be cast in the right way. It can be dangerous if negative thoughts sneak in. Love spells work through intention manifestation. The spellcaster should always be careful of what they want and be sure that their motives are positive and loving. Love spells can backfire. The negative energy you might use to cast a spell comes back threefold in a negative way. It's a bad idea to do magic to break up couples, no matter how you may feel the need to end up with your dream lover. To me, Kessinger seemed to be a deep thinker. She spoke almost like a philosopher. While reading through some discussion forums, I thought it was very interesting. People were saying that one of the things that OTO members are encouraged to do is read.
Just read. Like, that's what I always used to tell them. Just read. Reading is so good for you.
In these forums, the question was asked about joining the OTO and are they dangerous? Some answered no, they are not dangerous, as long as you can handle a little bit of rituals and magic shenanigans. Some suggested that they are just strong-minded people who played a little bit too much Dungeons and Dragons. Then some went on to say that members of the OTO were power-hungry and abusive. They suggested that if you associate with these people, you need to have situational awareness and proper psychological and behavioral boundaries. One writer shared his experience with possibly joining the OTO. He writes, "In order to become a member, a person has to go through a lot of trouble to seek them out. Many people who study the occult do not take their interest this far. The group doesn't do initiations often. They do not aggressively recruit people. If you don't want to be there, they don't want you there. When I went to a meeting, the first thing they told us was, 'We didn't look for you. What is it you expect to gain?' They do take dues from members. When he was there, it was $75 for the main organization and another $75 for the local group per year. He shared that he did not have the money at the time, so he ended up not joining. He also said that the rumors of this group being a part of a conspiracy to control the world are not true. He also said that the higher-ups didn't appear particularly rich, and nobody seemed to be ruling the world. But, in my opinion, if their teachings are based on Aleister Crowley's work, then it's quite disturbing and very scary."
So be my grave without an end, that earth may swallow up my shame.
His belief system was basically all about liberation, no restrictions, follow your heart, follow your goal in life, and do that above all else. Thelema teaches that people should have the freedom to do whatever they want. The Lemite should strive to ascend to higher states of existence, uniting oneself with higher powers and understanding and embracing one's true will, their ultimate purpose and place in life. One of his books, The Book of Law, which served as the basis for the magic system he dedicated his life to, was written as a result of him believing he had telepathically contacted and communicated with an Egyptian god. He claimed the voice dictated to him the Book of the Law. He named his daughter after a Greek goddess associated with magic, witchcraft, the moon, spells, the night. Aleister Crowley was married and had a family, but he also had many mistresses and prostitutes. He is potentially the most infamous practitioner of dark magic. He became interested in mysticism and the occult. He rebelled against his Christian upbringing, causing his mother to dub him the Beast. He indulged in drug-taking and sexual experiments. He studied ancient traditions involving yoga. He developed an interest in invoking demons. In all the rituals he performed, he had failed to communicate with a demonic entity. He believed this was necessary to become a supreme master of the occult who could harness the powers of darkness. He once tried to perform a ritual to open the gates of hell, summoning the devil himself. While doing this, he saw a blinding white light and realized that can be used as a sacrament in praise of the gods.
Well, and it seems as though, and again, hard to talk about it, you tell me if I'm wrong, but it also seems, is it accurate to say that sexually you were able to say, Nikki, this is what I would like, this is what I'm into, or blah, 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 and maybe not what you am?
No, Nikki just wanted, she wanted what she wanted. She wanted what she wanted. She wanted to do it pretty much all the time. she wanted to do it pretty much all the time. I was like, okay, it's about me.
He believed was a shortcut to go straight in to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve magically. He united and magic into one occult vision. They performed rituals under the influence of hashes, opium, and cocaine. They had a dog named Satan.
In 1920, Aleister Crowley founded a commune in Sicily to practice the beliefs that he said would one day sweep away Christianity and free men from all restriction and repression. 3 years later, Mussolini deported Crowley and his followers from Sicily after reports of human and animal unimaginable sexual depravity caused an international scandal. The British press called Crowley the wickedest man in the world.
It's believed that Crowley's house was cursed. Visitors were told, do not go inside.
I want none of your faint approval or faint dispraise. To hell with Christianity, rationalism, Buddhism. I want blasphemy, murder, revolution, anything bad or good, but strong.
If she'd adopted Crowley's belief system, it was you go after what you want, fulfill your needs, regardless of what anyone else thinks or feels.
Very clever. A genius, for God's sake. A raving genius, you know. In a world of little tiny people, as Crowley saying, my God, why are you so unhappy? You want to make love? Well, make love for Christ's sake. You want to take drugs? You want to expand your consciousness? Please do it.
When she set her eyes on Chris Watts, nothing was going to stop her from going after him.
He wasn't out of the marriage that he was already in.
Right. So your concern was more about his prior marriage than his children?
I guess. I wasn't really that worried about him at the time.
Nichol wanted love in her life, but she felt like he might need a nudge in that direction to make it happen.
It wasn't even really the kids. It was that he'd already been married before, and I was just like, I don't know if I am in a long-term relationship with this guy. Is that something he would eventually want? Because that's something I would eventually want.
Magic and mind games are strategically used together to gain an advantage and to influence someone on a greater level. Mind games create fear, causing them to question reality and degrade their trust in themselves and others. She was playing all sorts of mind games with Chris Watts. She would tell him, go be with your kids, then complain if she couldn't talk to him. She would say, go and fix things with your wife, but then get upset with him when he couldn't answer her calls. She did everything in her power, exhausted all of her resources to convince Chris to choose her, and it all seemed to be going smoothly until he started dragging his feet on getting himself an apartment and moving out of the house. This is when, in my opinion, Nichol Kessinger lost it. I think she could feel him slipping away. She reached out to her spiritual advisor, who kind of looks like Aleister Crowley. A black magic spell may have been performed by Kessinger and her occult friends in order to speed up the process and make certain that this separation would happen. This would also make sense as to why all of her friends kept quiet and actually helped her hide, because nobody's going to want to admit that they were associated with any of this, especially if they're all a part of a secret society. They would have no problems keeping this quiet. Keeping secrets is what they do.
I saw the interview that he had, and he just looked really different to me.
How so?
It's the scariest shit I think I've ever seen in my life. The light in his eyes is gone. The light in his eyes is gone. They're like a different color now. It's like he has no soul. It's like he has no soul. I swear to God. I saw it, and I was just like, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. I saw his mugshot. They're not even the same color. They're not even the same color. Like, when you guys retrieve the pictures that are on my phone, look at his eyes then compared to now. Like, It's the scariest shit I think I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I started getting really scared. And like I kept telling him I was scared. I was really freaking scared. It made me, like, I just started getting scared. And I remember, like, telling him that throughout the whole day. Like, I don't even know how many times I texted him that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's, like, 8-10 times. Where I'm just like, I'm scared. Or I'm just like, I'm scared. It's the scariest shit I think I've ever seen in my life. It freaked me out. I was like, that's not even the same man that I know. And it was really uncomfortable. Let me just see how this plays out.
Those texts, like, is very, very flattering to him and all the nice things that I have to say about him. It was just that I wasn't, like, 100% committed to him yet. I mean, I was monogamous with him. I wasn't seeing any other men. But I wasn't, like, hey, this is the guy I want to spend the rest of my life with. And part of the reason that I was uncertain, I mean, yeah, he'd already built a life.
After the fact, when all of this sort of had time to marinate with Nichol Kessinger, she became very concerned with those Thrive patches that Chris had been wearing.
I mean, some of the stuff they said about, the Thrive patch, how it's not like FDA approved, how it can alter somebody's mind, like...
Combining certain herbs is nothing to play around with.
Valentina knows which herbs to collect and how to store them. She collects cowberry in autumn with the first frost so that the grass is still green.
It can potentially be dangerous to combine certain herbs, especially if you're not even sure what herbs are in certain products. I think Kessinger may have started to wonder if any of the herbs Chris was consuming, combined with whatever herbs she had been putting in that tea, had caused this reaction in Chris that made him do this. I think at this point she was trying to figure out how this all went wrong.
You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though? Or do you?
I don't really know. I know that I just felt different on those than any other batch. It was... I felt like I could just go longer and longer each day. And I'm not sure, like, if that was probably a bad thing. Some of the little subjects they put in there, like, yeah, I can relate to it, but, like, it doesn't make up for the fact what happened.
I legitimately think that that man's cheese was sliding off of his cracker long before I came into his life. It's like, I just don't believe that's something that just happens in a day or 2 days. I don't think it happens in 2 months. I think that this is something that takes a very, very long time to develop, and I don't...
Right. So that scares you when you look back at it?
Yeah, because I think about it and I'm like, he could have had that capacity to do that whether I was in his life or not. He could have had the capacity to do that, maybe not even just for them. It could have been me. It could have been our coworkers.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath. Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
I have exposed myself to every form of disease, accident, and violence. I have driven myself to delight in dirty and disgusting debauches, and to devour human excrements and human flesh. I have mastered every mode of my mind, and made myself a morality more severe than any other in the world. 1,000 years from now, the world will be sitting in the sunset of Crowleyanity.
thing about Crowley was doing everything to absolute excess, pushing yourself to the absolute limit, so you know at least where your limits are. So if you're going to do something that's depraved, you do something which is extremely depraved that even you feel disgusted at, and then try to learn to enjoy it.
Aleister Crowley declared the death of Christianity. He was to be the new Messiah that would replace the pallid dead Christ.
I believe he was the real thing. He had given himself under control. He was
Very clever. A genius, for God's sake. A raving genius, you know.
Charlotte is your friend. She's your closest friend. Yep. You guys had this conversation, but it never went anywhere besides her and you. You never mentioned it to Chris. You never said anything about your kids, or his kids, pardon me, damaging your guys' relationship.
No.
Or nothing like that.
Never. And I mean, and even in that, it wasn't like I never said his kids were a problem. It's just like he already has a life. I don't know about that.
So in light of what's occurred, though, what I'm trying to make sure is that there was never a conversation that you guys had that he might have thought that you were saying, I can't be with you if you have kids.
I wouldn't be with him if I couldn't.
Okay. So I'm just making 100% sure that those...
I promise you. Okay. I really want you to get full these texts because all the stuff I've been telling you will sync up.
And I hope we can... I haven't been very lucky with your phones yet. There's been nothing but pain. So this one's going with you.
Okay, I think...
Jeez.
I know, this is a task. I'm gonna... Some of these might be duplicates, but whatever. I'm gonna send these to you. No, that was kind of something between, I mean, I'm not going to go tell the whole world, like, hey, I've got this guy, and, I'm going to take in his kids, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and it wasn't because I had any problems with them, it's just,
Okay.
I know the context of that text now, like, looking at it looks so bad.
You have to look at it from the perspective that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And how it could be misconstrued or made out to sound something another way. That's why I wanted to give you the opportunity to say what it really means. Okay.
No, I don't mean any harm towards those kids. I always thought they were so cute when he showed me those pictures. He was all about them, and not only that, like, once you look at those texts, you will see, like, there's not very much mention of his children. And if there is mention of his children, it's always, like, cute stuff where it's like, hey, you should show them this, or hey, this apartment's great for them, or, what do you think about beds? And, like, those little girls, like, remind me of me and my little sister. They're, like, the same age. Right. Yeah, I mean, like, it was so cute. Like, he would call his little daughter, the younger one, Zizi, call her Rampage. He's like, she's wild. And it used to just make me smile because my little sister was totally Rampage. And it just was kind of like spot on, and so, like, it just kind of made me think, like, okay, these guys are going through a divorce at the same age that I was at when my parents went through a divorce. And it's like, how did I handle that? And I tell them, like, this is what happened when my parents separated and we were this old, and all of that doesn't mean that I'm ready to turn around and, like, commit everything.
Did he ever say anything like that? Like, do I have to get rid of my kids, or do I,
This shocked me just as much as I think it shocked the rest of the world. All of it. Like, he lies so much now. I go back and think about all this shit, and I'm like, it's lies. Everything I knew about him was like lies. I mean, his friends let him stay the night at their house. He even fooled them. It's not just me. He lied to everybody. He had all of you fooled. And everybody stood up for him. His friends stood up for him. I really thought she left. I was like, let her fucking go. Come back today. She'll be all right. Let her cool down. She'll be here. It'll be okay. Like, have me convinced. Like, I think she's just upset. And then, never would I guess. I mean, even now, when I go back through this stuff that I'm like, it doesn't make sense, or it, like, seems a little off, that stuff still doesn't send a red flag to me, like, hey, this guy's never a family.
Sure.
There we go. Okay. So I think this is some kind of interesting stuff. Now, the rest of this video is a lot of just Nichol Kessinger talking in this interview video, but it seems like you guys are kind of into this. So she actually did do another part of, like, kind of the Nichol Kessinger dark magic bit. So do you guys want to take a look at that, or do you want to look at some of the like more Chris Watts paranormal stuff? Let's see. Great comments, guys. Kelly Han says, I think she wanted Shanann's life. I kind of think she did too, although in everything that she says, she very much denies it. Oh, CE, I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you heard what I had to say. We want you here so very much. I'm so sorry about that accident. Yeah, total accident. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Bebop says, I think NK is intelligent. I think that she is too. It's certainly in a certain way. Oh, hey, thank you so much for the super chat, World Class Traveler. She says, no, Nichol Kessinger is not a witch, she's a bitch. Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that. Oh, God. Mr. Garlic Man, I would almost pin that, but yeah, I hear you. Hey, RC, how's it going? Yes, this is great. All right, let me bring in this other video and let's take a look at it. I haven't watched this other video, so we'll be watching it for the first time together. And again, guys, this is a channel, Crime Catalyst. Please go give Crime Catalyst some love. Go subscribe. Tell her that we sent you from here at What's the Obsession. We're using a lot of her material here today, so please do give her some love to say thank you for letting us use your material. Wait a minute. I don't know what happened there. Let me try that again. Huh? No? Not wanting to? What's going on? Let's see here. All right. Well, okay. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Did I share I'm not sure if I shared the right thing. Let me try this again. Weird. Okay, little intermission here. Let me little intermission while I figure out what I'm doing. Hold up, y'all.
Here we go once again for a marriage, lying man. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the judge and jury, and we'll be up all night. You better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
They are dead on that.
all the best things love can bring. All in the blind spot that we don't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't
13th, that was the 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
It will hurt the ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along, sing along. Our love is a heart attack. You better check the pulse. You better check.
All right, here we are back. Let me try this again, okay? I tried to upload a new version. Let's see if it works.
Hi. It's me.
Thank you so much, Christopher.
I miss your face. I was just calling to say hi.
Christopher.
Call me back. Bye.
So what happened is Chris thinks he's in love and, whatever, he's doing whatever men do. And he's like, I'm in love. This woman was targeting him, conjured together, bound together in order to ritualize his marriage. Sent to Chris to create a circumstance with which to feed on.
A woman has a desire for a man. She creates a ritual over her menstrual and then clandestinely feeds it to the man. They have an endless longing to be with them. They missed him terribly, and they can't stop. They can't get away from him.
Witchcraft can be extreme with a ridiculous amount of herbs that have been specifically created and charged at a certain planetary hour in order to add into a particular food, in order to manifest a particular intention that you will then eat in a ritual circumstance.
This is a spiritual possession. She puts herself into a state of, I must have him.
Kessinger was involved in more esoteric and sinister practices. Some have even suggested that she owns a New Age shop where she might have engaged in practices like tarot card reading, crystal healing, and other forms of modern-day or contemporary orientis. The OTO is not just another secret society. It has deep roots in dark rituals, arcane knowledge, and a pursuit of power that goes beyond the material world.
We've already talked a lot about the dark things in the Watts case.
If you're looking for trouble,
we've talked about this creepy reminder and the sort of premonition of what Chris Watts had done to his family. American Horror Stories, a TV show with a weird obsession with pregnant women, and every season is based off of real-life serial. We've talked about Nichol Kessinger possibly being a witch. Her love for flowers and crystals and basically all of the witchy things. We've all seen her weird hand movements and long spider-like fingers and toes, which again, I'm not making fun of her. It's just very strange to me that people with long fingers and toes are believed to have strong intuition and be more receptive to psychic experiences. And there are many, many other strange and unusual things surrounding Nichol Kessinger. And those are the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Get you some popcorn, some snacks, grab a drink, and get comfortable. And let's just dive right in. In the off chance that there's someone watching this video that may not be familiar with this case, here's a quick rundown. Chris and Shanann Watts appeared to be a happy couple. Along with their two daughters, Bella and Celeste, they appeared to be living the American dream.
Yep. Is there one or two babies in my belly? Chris and I are hoping for one.
But around the same time that Shanann got pregnant with her third child, Chris started having an affair with a co-worker.
Maybe met her at work and then just kept it that way.
Nichol Kessinger was no ordinary mistress, and she very quickly became a thorn in Chris and Shanann's marriage.
It was just, this man already has a life. Should I go build my own, with somebody who hasn't done that yet?
She was able to do what no one thought was possible. Not only did she cause Chris to distance himself from his wife, but she actually caused him to turn against his life as a family man.
I think if we had a time machine, I don't think this would happen again.
After spending just a few short weeks with Nichol Kessinger, Chris Watts almost magically was transformed into a whole different person. Long gone was the loving, devoted, caring, patient, and supportive husband and father that Shanann had married.
I didn't take control of the situation. It was like the situation controlled me.
The problem was that Nichol Kessinger didn't want kids, and she was really bothered by the fact that Chris had already been married and already had a family of his own.
Children, and he's got his own kids, and that makes you kind of uncomfortable because you'd like to have your own family. Put that in context for me. Is that a fair statement the way I'm saying it?
I mean, I guess. That was never anything I said to him though.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Did you ever say anything to him about
Never.
anything about his kids being a problem? Anything about his wife being a problem?
Never.
Oh yeah, and she's also one of the biggest liars that we've ever seen. Chris Watts was very aware of the things that Nichol Kessinger was concerned with involving their relationship.
I always try to be so inclusive with them. And even with her, when I was talking to her, it wasn't that his kids were an issue.
For some unknown reason, Chris Watts had this intense, uncontrollable desire to make Nichol happy.
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
It was insane quickly. She even told me she would never, in a normal relationship, she would never have somebody over at her house more than once or twice a week. But
after committing his crimes, and still to this day, Chris Watts has no clear answer as to why he did what he did, except to say that he thought it would be easier to be with Nichol.
Were you just gonna go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
Once, like, I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, after everything, then I just wish that all that would just go away. I just wish I almost like I know it's hard to, I know it's wrong to say I wish I'd never met somebody. But I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I said, this wasn't like something like some criminal minds type.
Like well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing.
The facts of what happened in this case are truly horrific.
Just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
But what I think people find just as disturbing is the lack of understanding and the notion of something dark and unnatural. A sense of darkness that deviates from the normal or natural order. Something unusual and murky, secretive and mystifying. Many believe that something was Nichol Kessinger.
I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me. And I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Why do dark things seem to surround her? Everything about her, everything she shared with Chris Watts, has some sort of symbolism or ideas based in mystery and secrecy. Why was she talking to Chris Watts about all these mysterious things, like the crystals, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the volcanoes? I have a theory that I'll share a little later in this video. Let's talk about her name. Nichol Lee Kessinger. The name Lee, spelt L-E-E, is considered a gender-neutral name, but it is typically used more for boys. The alternate spelling would be L-E-I-G-H for a girl name, so this is a little bit unique. The name Lee has a spiritual meaning that embraces nature, and it's a little weird that this name is shared by so many people in this case. Christopher Lee Watts, and I believe Chris's dad's name was Ronnie Lee Watts, and Chris and Shanann were planning to name their little baby boy Nico Lee Watts. And this is just an example that points to the fact that Nichol Kessinger had a deep connection to the natural world. The name Lee holds profound spiritual significance. It symbolizes a deep connection to nature and its cycle of growth and renewal. The name embodies the essence of fertility, reflecting the rhythms of nature. Additionally, it suggests that those bearing the name are watched over and guided by higher powers. The name Lee encourages a harmonious relationship with nature, emphasizing the importance of living in balance with the environment. This connection to nature fosters a sense of grounding and stability, essential for personal and spiritual well-being. It kind of sounds like the code that witches live by.
If you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete.
There are so many strange and dark things surrounding this case. This family lived in an area called Erie, Colorado. And if you followed this case, then you know that there are quite a few eerie details in their story. Both Chris and his mistress Nicole worked for a company called Anadarko that happened to produce 666,000 barrels of oil daily, and you can see the number 666 in the coordinates of the oil containers that Chris Watts put his two daughters in.
Now that is crazy. I never knew that. Did you guys know that you can see the number 666 in the coordinates of the Survey 319 location that he disposed so disrespectfully of his family's bodies? That is pretty crazy.
The song used on the sneak peek that we saw in the body cam footage is called The Playground by the Riggs. The show was called American.
Thank you so much for the super chat, World Class Traveler. What a great quote. You said, "A house will not stand that was built on another woman's tears." Ooh, that is a good one. That's a good one. Thank you for the super chat.
Horror Story, which seemed to have this weird obsession with pregnant women with really sadistic storylines. What's even creepier is that every season of this show is based on real-life serial. But I want to tell you guys, the very first thing that I ever saw that made me start to question whether Nichol Kessinger really was into some voodoo black magic. It was this particular picture with her holding a crystal up in front of this particular place. Of course Nichol Kessinger would visit a place that's said to be magical. A place that left behind more questions than answers. Secret, ancient ruins. In fact, if you ever happen to visit this place, there's a good chance that you may not even get to see the view because it is often hidden in the clouds.
The stone city of Machu Picchu is one of the most fascinating archaeological sites on the planet. Located northwest of Cusco, Peru, Machu Picchu is a testament to the power and ingenuity of the Inca people. Machu Picchu, located at the center of this once expansive empire, is one of the few well-preserved remnants of the Inca civilization. Built around the mid-15th century, Machu Picchu is a stunning example of the Incas' engineering feats. The Inca constructed Machu Picchu's palaces, temples, terraces, and infrastructure using stone, and without the help of wheels or tools made of steel or iron. The stones of Machu explain the exact purpose of the site. And today, visitors from around the world come to pay homage to this piece of history.
Okay, so some come to visit to pay homage or to pay their respects, but do they normally bring their crystals with them? Nichol appears to be charging her crystal in order to absorb and store energy. This would allow her crystal to operate at its fullest potential because the energy held within the crystal can be depleted or negatively influenced over time. Charging is believed to restore this energy, making it more powerful and effective for its intended use. There's an idea that the ancient ruins hold a residual power that can be harnessed to charge crystals. That might involve placing the crystal on a designated altar, activating a specific mechanism, or completing a ritual within the ruins. Practitioners or witches associate ancient ruins with powerful energies. They might visit such sites to meditate or connect with the energies they believe are present, charging their crystals in the process. Some believe the site's location and orientation of its structures were influenced by the nearby holy mountains. The Incas believed that their gods could communicate with them and directly influence their lives. They believed in honoring ancestors, who they thought had a special connection with the gods and could help guide their destiny. The Incas, who lived in this mysterious place that Nichol Kessinger visited, had a lot of strange practices and ceremonies. They believed in objects having magical powers and worshipped nature. A fire was kindled and corn was thrown on the coals and toasted. A priest would say, "Eat this, Lord's son, so that you will know that we are your children." Llamas were sacrificed. Pieces of their flesh were thrown onto the fire, and the bones were powdered for ritual use. This was done at every important occasion. Animals like llamas and guinea pigs, certain foods, coca leaves, chicha, and sometimes, in extreme need, humans were sacrificed. It was important for the women and children to be pure without blemish, and they fed the children beforehand so they wouldn't enter the presence of God hungry and crying. Nichol sending Chris this photo and knowing that she had recently been to this mysterious place makes me question her purpose in going there. Did she charge her crystal that she carried around with her everywhere she went? Did she do any rituals? Connect with her ancestors? Did she collect items like dirt, rocks, or water to use in a spell? Interestingly enough, Machu Picchu being located in the mountains and in the Amazon jungle provided access to rare and valuable items, including coca leaves and other hallucinogenic plants. These resources can be used in ritual spells. Just a few hours before the murder, Nichol Kessinger was filling Chris's head with a lot of information about all these mysterious places. At 3:56 p.m. on Sunday, Chris Watts Googled the Paracutin volcano. This volcano grew unnaturally fast from a farmer's field in Mexico. The lightning generated from the volcanic rock killed 3 people. This is the only volcano in history to be witnessed and studied from its birth. A local man stated, "When night began to fall, we heard noises like the surge of the sea, and red flames of fire rose into the dark sky. A rain like fireworks fell to the ground." Chris Watts became like a fiery volcano, secretly raging with bitterness, resentment, fuming with anger. The heat kept building inside like magma building up beneath the Earth's surface. Increasing pressure came from multiple directions. The hatred for his wife, coming from his side of the family, combined with the incredible influence and coercion of his badgering mistress, became a source of energy, like a volatile chemical, flammable material, or pressurized gas. How long could this raging energy keep accumulating and held steady while being stored in a confined space? Kessinger was stirring the pot of combustible dust. Each flammable, fine particle created a highly explosive mixture. All that was needed was that final trigger to activate a spark to ignite. When detonated, the energy is released in a rapid chemical reaction, producing a shock wave, causing a violent and explosive eruption. Rage that he had never felt before. Anger that he never knew existed inside him. So angry that he could have anyone in front of him that morning and felt justified in doing it.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you're in a rage at that point?
Yeah, that's the only way I can describe it. Honestly, I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time.
Now listen to this. Aside from the fact that Chris Watts erupted like a raging active volcano, you'll never guess the harmful effects of volcanic eruption to people. Inhaling the fumes and gases can cause exhaustion and suffocate. And you guys already know that that's the exact cause of Shanann, Bella, and Cece passing away.
You feel like you're in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap. Like why can't I just let go? Didn't. Oh, I didn't. I just let
Was
go.
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like.
So I just want to say again, this is from the channel Crime Catalyst. She did some really, really great research on this topic, guys. Definitely go over there, subscribe, let her know that you came from here, that we appreciate her work. And MK Connecticut, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Let me just read a few comments here before we go on. Let's see. Let me get down to current. So many. I'm reading all your comments here. They're going fast. Let's see. Bebop says, whoops. But she got in and he wanted a new life. Chris wanted a new life. Do you think Chris wanted a new life before he met Nichol Kessinger? I think one thing I believe him is when he says in his interviews that if Nichol Kessinger never came into his life, he doesn't think that he would have ever thought there was anything wrong with his marriage with Shanann or this family or with his life whatsoever. Do you guys agree with that? CE says, if Shanann, I'd have stayed because we have kids. Oh my God, I'd be going crazy with no decent conversation or sense of humor. What do you mean when Shanann was trying to like connect with him and he just wasn't even responding? Molly says, I believe that, Kelly. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people randomly comment about Chris Watts' IQ score. I know that he says in one of his interviews that his IQ score was like 135 or 140 or something. I've told you guys this before. As part of my job, something I do is I administer IQ tests, mostly to children. I'm only certified to do a certain type of IQ test and to a certain level. But once you've administered enough IQ tests and you know those people and you kind of see how an IQ looks on a person, so to speak, I think it gave me a better sense of what an IQ actually means and, you know, how a person thinks, how they perform academically and such. And honey, let me tell you, Chris Watts ain't got no 135 or 140 IQ. There is no way in hell. No way. Kellyanne says, I think Chris is a follower. He would always defer to a female. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. So does Cuff You. Nielsen, hey, Nielsen, how's it going? Chris Watts was twice bankrupt. Nichol Kessinger offered him an out. Yeah, really good point. Well, go give Chris Watts an IQ test. I would love to. I'd freaking love to. And I would tell you all exactly how that turned out. All right, I'm going to keep playing this. Wait a minute. It's being all funky again. Let's see. Oh, come on, man. Here, let me try to do what I did before. Sorry, we're going to take another little intermission here. Let me reload it.
Filling Chris's head. She had him wrapped around to activate a spark.
Okay, I don't have to play the whole song. I think I got it. All right, let's try this.
To ignite. When detonated, the energy is released in a rapid chemical reaction, producing a shock wave, causing a violent and explosive eruption. Rage that he had never felt before. Anger that he never knew existed inside him. So angry that he could have anyone in front of him that morning and felt justified in doing it.
At some point there was a state.
I think you guys notice it sounds like every now and then, like she's like not saying a word. And I know why that is. There are certain times when YouTube dings us harder for saying the words they don't want us to say. And I can tell by when these videos were put out, I think we were going through one of those time periods. So she's muting the words that she doesn't want to get in trouble with YouTube for saying, which is so freaking stupid. But that's why. It's not, she's not flawed. The platform is flawed in that way.
Even about rage, do you feel like you're in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it. Honestly, I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time.
Now listen to this. Aside from the fact that Chris Watts erupted like a raging active volcano, you'll never guess the harmful effects of volcanic eruption to people. Inhaling the fumes and gases can cause exhaustion and suffocate. And you guys already know that that's the exact cause of Shanann, Bella, and Cece passing away.
Feel like you're in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap. Like why can't I just let go? Didn't. Oh, I didn't. I just let
was
go.
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, it's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen. And just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's why. I just wish I could have let go. Because I felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just thought my life just disappearing before my eyes, but it just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you, not letting go.
The only thing that makes sense here, the only hands that he could be speaking of, would be those of Nichol Kessinger.
Like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you, not letting go.
He knew what letting go meant. Letting go meant that he would never be able to be with Nichol Kessinger. She had him wrapped around her little finger. He was like her little lap dog. He said it was like she had a leash on him, and she tugged him away.
Mary, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and next year, and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Hey, that's pretty good. What'd you wish, Mary?
If I don't, it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Buffalo Bells, can't you come out tonight?
You silly goose. You can't buy me the Dead Sea Scrolls. Flowers is enough. I don't need expensive stuff.
I mean, he's sending cards.
Flowers.
He's telling you he loves you. He sends you flowers. Does he buy you any other gifts?
I wouldn't have wanted them anyways. Flowers is enough. I don't need expensive stuff.
Okay.
And this is a reoccurring theme in this case. The word hidden, mysterious, and even cursed, unfortunate timing, and bad coincidences. It's just completely insane that this stuff keeps popping up. The scrolls are some of the oldest, most important writing in the world. The largest manuscripts related to the Bible and Jesus of Nazareth. But Chris Watts said that she didn't believe in God, so I was a little confused as to why she would even be interested in something like this until I read that the Dead Sea Scrolls actually contain magical text. These texts included incantations, exorcisms, and practices used to predict the future. Texts that were used for protective spells, safeguarding individuals from harmful supernatural forces, protection against warding off demonic influences, rituals to expel demons, and malevolent spirits. To be honest, it's more likely that those are the things that piqued Nichole's interest in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm thinking that if she was practicing black magic, by the way, there's no difference in black, dark, or light magic. Magic is magic. What makes it black or dark is the person's intentions. So if she had really bad intentions and she was practicing magic, she likely knew that she would need protection. It kind of makes you wonder whether she may have been using any of the incantations or rituals that were talked about in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The ethics of witchery are highly debated. The problem with ethics is that everyone has their own guidelines. Not everyone behaves responsibly with their magic. And based on what we know about Nichole, I don't know that she had the best code of ethics.
I don't even know if they were like filing for divorce. I don't know if they were putting the house up. I don't even know.
Oh, hey guys. So Joe was saying that the Patreon link wasn't working, that was provided somewhere. So I'm putting the Patreon link in chat right here. And if moderators, if you can just update it, this link does work. So I just wanted to let you know that it's in chat right now. There you go.
Many believe Nichol Kessinger was a sly, devious, crooked-handed little witch who was very selfish and impatient and wanted what she wanted when she wanted it. So she cooked up a few spells, made Chris a few drinks to ensure that she got exactly what she wanted.
He said
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name?
Yes, it's Bella and Celeste.
Okay. She went by, they called her Cece. So you're pretty serious. Did he ever tell you that he loved you?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever tell him the same?
A couple times. He was like trying to patch things up with his wife, and he told me he loved me, and I was like, don't say that to me. Like, please go try to fit. And I mean, and that might even be in the text too, where it's like, don't say those words to me, and then go try to make peace with your wife and lay in bed with another woman. Like, just don't do that.
It's almost disrespectful where it's like, please don't. If we get to that point where it is you and me, like, yes, you can say
Nichole
that.
Kessinger was a giant C word. Not that one, the other C word. She's a Cancer. You know, the zodiac sign. They are sensitive and intuitive. They love love, and they love to be loved. They are a water sign ruled by the moon, which means the moon can affect their moods, causing them to be emotional, sensitive, and sentimental. They're sometimes called a moon child. They are drawn to people and absorb energy from people.
And I do just want to give an apology to anybody else who has a zodiac sign of Cancer out there. We are not meaning to offend you. So all Cancers out there, know that we love you and we are not meaning to offend you.
To the charts, this wild child would be compatible with a Taurus, who have qualities such as stability. They're very practical and patient. They can provide stability where Cancers are lacking. Chris Watts was also compatible with his wife, Shanann. Capricorns are known for being ambitious, disciplined, hardworking, perfectionist, loyal, and honest. They can sometimes come off as bossy only because they are persistent and determined to succeed.
Capricorns are awesome, by the way. I happen to be one.
Capricorns are actually the exact opposite of Cancers. And despite the fact that they were actually a good fit, Nichol convinced Chris that he was not compatible with his wife anymore.
And so, did you just want to once and for all get it out in the open?
I just wanted to just tell her how I was feeling at that point in time. Like, I didn't feel like me and her were compatible anymore. Honestly, I didn't feel like that because what was going on with Nikki, it was new. It was new.
Right, absolutely.
Anything that's new always feels better than the old.
Yes.
You were probably bitten by the love bug.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just like, I never felt that. I mean, even like with new relationships in the past, like it always felt different, like, the first couple of weeks. And then,
I think what you say about the finances directs directly at his wife. Do you think that goes to the children as well? Because she took, did she treat them like that, like they were gold and they got everything as well that you know of? Or do you think there's a separate issue for why he may have done what he did to his children other than financial?
That part I don't have an answer for. I can't fucking explain that. I don't even think there is an answer. I don't even think there's any sort of like computing up here that could possibly give a rational explanation for why that would have happened. I mean, the only thing that I've honestly thought of when I play this scenario over in my head is that maybe they woke up and saw him doing it in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. I don't know. I'm like, why? Because they were like his like little lifeline, you know, he that was everything to him, you know, and I get like those two have problems.
But he had a great relationship, but from what you're accounting is
with his kids.
He loved his children.
Yeah, like that part, it's oh my god, that's the worst part of this whole mess. The worst part of this whole mess.
We won't dwell on it. We don't have to dwell on it. Let me ask you.
So no, I don't have an explanation. That's the only thing I can possibly plausibly think of is maybe they saw it, but other than that, I don't know what the fuck.
Isn't it kind of crazy how she says the only thing I can think of is they saw him doing his mom in? Like, who talks like that? Like, who talks like that? Disgusting.
I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done.
What happened next?
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Why?
Did she hear something? Is that what she did?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What did you tell him?
Mommy don't feel good. She walked in, that's what she thought, you know. She was sleeping.
Maybe they woke up and saw him doing it in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. That's the only thing I can possibly plausibly think of is maybe they saw it. They saw it.
Children are often perceived as more psychic or intuitive than adults due to their undeveloped skepticism, heightened imagination, and a more open, unfiltered connection to their intuition and senses. Children have the potential to exhibit intuitive or seemingly supernatural abilities like sensing others' emotions, knowing things without being told, having vivid dreams that seem prophetic, and even seeing or communicating with spirits. This is often attributed to the heightened imagination and openness of the world around them. They sometimes feel strong emotions from others, know what someone is thinking before they say it, have dreams that later come true, or sense a presence in the room even when there's no one there.
Look at that. That's cool. It's cake? That's yummy cake. What flavor is it?
Investigators interviewed the Lindstroms, who had invited Chris, Bella, and Cece to a birthday party on Sunday. The officer is speaking with the adults when one of the children suddenly says something crazy.
She's like, she said, just send me like the email invitation, and
I have to check my ribs and that. Yeah, no, sure.
I won't be here, but Chris.
Oh yeah, listen carefully to this. I've always thought that it is really freaking crazy that the Lindstrom's young child says what you're about to hear. What do you guys think about this?
Chris will bring it in.
I just picture them sitting in a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just picture them sitting in a hole. I don't know why. Oh my God. I think that is, I've always thought that that was just, it gives me chills.
What's your guys' theory?
I just picture them sitting in a hole. I just picture them sitting in a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I believe that Bella and Cece were very much strongly intuitive. It was said that they acted afraid of their father in the last few days of their life, almost like they could sense the evil in him. Poor little Bella even expressed her feelings to the babysitter on Saturday night about how she was afraid that her baby sister would.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Allison Wonderland. She said, thanks, Kelly. Love to the mods and all in chat. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for spreading the love and thank you for supporting the channel.
And this is one of Shanann's last posts on her Facebook page. Shanann replied with, I don't know what to think about this. The DA actually used this picture to try to show premeditation, but then it later came out that no, the girls had actually done this.
Oh, what, when I deleted those? I was just kind of grossed out by him, to be honest with you. I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now, but you just lied to me. I don't want to see this come over my phone anymore. So I removed it. I deleted all of his stuff.
There's actually a lot revealed in Chris and Nikki's text and Google searches. Chris Watts Googled dioptase. I hope I'm saying that right. Dioptase. Anyway, it's a mineral used for forgiveness. It's used by people who have some emotional baggage that's heavier than their favorite crystal collection. This gem is a master at clearing out negative energy and replacing it with love and light. Just holding it can help soothe those emotional wounds and bring a sense of peace. It's like having a therapist, but way cheaper. It's used to treat anxiety, addiction, and manage anger. And Chris Googled this right after he and Nikki had that fight at his house.
Like, when she realized that, okay, like, she's the other person in the relationship, that, you know, I always put my wife first over her, and that's what kind of made her take a step back a few times, and then, like, I had to kind of, like, calm her down.
Why?
I swear it almost seems like Nikki would talk to Chris about rocks and minerals and witchcraft, and then he would later Google and read about the information she was feeding him. Is it possible that he knew she was practicing witchcraft? The more I learn, the harder it is for me to believe that Chris had no knowledge of the things that Nikki was allegedly doing. Maybe he didn't fully understand it, and maybe he didn't take it very seriously. But I believe when he said Nikki had some friends that were into some dark things, he may have been referring to witchcraft. Now we got to talk about the places that Nichol Kessinger took Chris Watts to. One of the things that makes the Zapata Falls unique is that it is a waterfall in the desert. And guess what it's referred to as? You'll never guess. The Hidden Colorado Gem. This is where Chris and Nikki camped, and where Chris claimed to hear Nikki chanting while holding up a crystal. Waterfalls, springs, rivers, oceans are all sources of natural energy. Some believe that certain bodies of water have unique energy signatures or properties that can be tapped into for healing or spiritual purposes. Some practitioners specialize in water magic, known as water witchcraft. Water can be infused with specific intentions or energies through rituals and practices. This includes charging water with herbs, crystals, or prayers to create magical waters for various purposes such as healing, protection, and enhancing spells. In essence, water is seen as a powerful element in witchcraft and various spiritual traditions, capable of absorbing, channeling, and amplifying energy. Its use in cleansing and other practices reflects its significance in the realm of magic and spirituality.
Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve is a wilderness of dramatic contrasts and extremes, where massive dunes meet alpine mountains. It is a place to connect with the natural world. While hiking the enormous dunes, a transformation takes place as the sun sets. Thousands of stars appear in one of the darkest skies in the U.S. A starlit night brings opportunities for wonder, for exploration, and for reflection.
Now remember, this is the trip that Chris said was a turning point in their relationship, where he reflected on how different his life would be with Nichol Kessinger.
One of the best places to marvel at the beauty of the night sky. Since ancient times, humans have created stories about the stars and constellations. Great Sand Dunes is part of the traditional homeland of diverse indigenous peoples. Different constellations are visible in each season. Planets can be seen with the naked eye. In late summer and fall, on a dark moonless night, the Milky Way, our home galaxy, sweeps across the sky. Even in the darkest skies, aircraft and satellites cannot go unseen. The phases of the moon affect the visibility of the stars and planets as it brightens the sky. A full moon illuminates the dunes, creating otherworldly vistas to explore at night. While listening for the sounds of nocturnal wildlife. The beauty of the pure night sky at Great Sand Dunes is a treasure to protect and preserve. A treasure that connects us to the cosmos beyond our world.
The sand dunes were formed by the right combination of wind, water, and sediments. It is a beautiful place, but what you may not know is that intense volcanic and tectonic activity played a huge part in the formation of the sand dunes. You probably have not heard that the Great Sand Dunes National Park is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. Some claim there have been 54 UFO sightings since a UFO watchtower was built there in the year 2000. Some psychics claim the area has 2 large vortexes, which are portals to a parallel universe. It is said that the area is now a shrine of offerings to the beings who live here and visit our world from time to time. There are all kinds of astronomical events and strange weather happening in August of 2018. The witches' control over weather foreshadows their influence over events. Historically, witches have been accused of causing rain, thunderstorms, and even hailstorms.
Yep. Are you scared, Dieter? Are you scared? He doesn't like thunder. Or hail, obviously. It's not as bad as last night. Man, the girls were scared to death. Cece held her ears all night long. All night, and it stopped when we left her room. We stayed in her room until it stopped. And then she didn't let her ears go because she was still scared of the sounds. We need the moisture, you guys, but it needs to stop because I got a doctor appointment in 2 hours. So it's gotta hurry up and stop because I need to go see if there's 1 or 2 babies in there. I'm really hoping there's just 1. So
Kessinger had lots of powerful energy to work with. There was a new moon, an eclipse, an earthquake, and a dust storm. There are references to weather magic as early as ancient Greece, like in this quote, "And you'll stop the force of the timeless winds that chase over the earth and destroy the fields with their gust and blast. And then again, if you so wish, you'll stir up winds as requital. Out of a black rainstorm, you'll create a timely drought for men. And out of a summer drought, you'll create tree-nurturing floods that will stream through the ether. And you will fetch back from Hades the life force of a man who has died." Witches were said to bring rain by casting flint stones behind their backs towards the west, or flinging a little sand into the air, or striking a river with a broom and sprinkling the water towards heaven. Stories in Appalachia tell of those gifted with the talent of whistling up a wind. In August 2018, the moon went through a variety of phases, including a new moon, first quarter, and full moon. The full moon in August was called the sturgeon moon. This is a time when people will charge their crystals because the moon's energy intensifies and so does ours. It is a time to seek guidance and deeper insights so that desires become clearer. The full moon symbolizes release and renewal. It's a time to release negative thoughts, emotions, or limiting beliefs. It's a time to release old wounds and obstacles. It is a time for spiritual renewal, for growth and enlightenment. In ancient times, people used rituals to harness the moon's energy. The spiritual meaning of a new moon includes new beginnings, fresh starts, and transformation. It's a time to reflect and set intentions. All of the things that were happening in the month of August have deep spiritual meaning. Eclipses can represent transformation, renewal, and the cycle of life. It can be a time of reflection and catalyzing change. It can reveal emotional tides and subconscious patterns. It can bring to the surface issues that have been simmering. Spiritually, earthquakes are seen as a manifestation of a higher power's might, often interpreted as a message of warning or judgment. The shaking motion of an earthquake can symbolize the need for personal transformation or a shift in one's life path. An earthquake can represent a feeling of insecurity or instability in one's life, prompting a need to reevaluate foundations and beliefs. In some interpretations, an earthquake can be a catalyst for spiritual awakening, prompting individuals to confront deep-seated issues or hidden truths. Shanann Watts was experiencing a dust storm while she was trying to get back home to Colorado. Listen to this. The swirling dust can represent the uncovering of hidden truths or repressed emotions, forcing one to confront issues they might have been avoiding. Similar to a cleansing storm, a dust storm can symbolize a period of upheaval. The obscuring nature of a dust storm can represent feeling lost or confused, unable to see the brighter picture due to distractions or overwhelming circumstances. And it might just be me, but I found what the Farmer's Almanac said on August 13th, 2018 to be quite disturbing. First, there was the mention of planting majestic sunflowers, which we know who loved sunflowers. Magic beans and singing harps and ordinate birds with eggs of gold. Good, clean fun. Given optimal growing conditions, plenty of sun and space, the sunflower can grow up to 13 feet tall.
Guys, that is so crazy. I never knew that's what the Farmer's Almanac said on August 13th, 2018. This is wild. She did such great, amazing research. Everyone give Crime Catalyst some big props.
In as few as 6 months. Following the new sturgeon moon on August 11th, the annual show will peak on the night of Sunday, August 12th, until the wee hours of Monday, August 13th. A thin crescent moon should make for excellent viewing conditions. Cozy up with the crickets, believe in magic, breathe in the intoxicating perfume of this summer night. The dog days are still here. The hottest days of summer coincide with the rise of Sirius, the dog star, beginning July 3rd and ending August 11th. Lose yourself in a tangle of wild berries. Stake the vines. Allow yourself to enjoy it. I almost wish we were butterflies and lived but 3 summer days. 3 such days with you, I could feel with more delight than 50 common years could ever contain. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me, but the verbiage that was used, the number 13, the dates, the referencing of the butterflies that lived 3 days, it's just very strange to me. And that's all, guys. At least.
Okay, again, awesome content. Everybody go give Crime Catalyst some love. That's like really crazy that said that in the Farmer's Almanac. So before ending, I'm just going to play you a little excerpt of my last Watts Paranormal video that I dropped about a month ago. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about this and found it to be very eerie. Some people said that Franco, the channel that provided this content, was found to be a fraud. And I looked very deeply into that. And by the way, that is not true. So I do just want to say that on his behalf. So guys, I'll be honest, prior to watching this video and hearing these sounds that sound like voices saying certain things related to this family, I knew about EVPs, and I had watched some things before where there were supposed EVPs saying actual words, and you know, usually it doesn't sound like anything to me. There have been some occasions where I thought, oh, you know, there is something to it. But after watching this video and hearing what I hear in this video, I am a believer in EVPs. What is it that could be causing those sounds that sounds like words related to the family? We're going to watch a video clip from the paranormal investigator named Franco. That is the name of his channel, and I'll put it in the description box. He had been to the Watts house before, and he's returning a second time, and he's using thermal imaging. Take a look.
Now, let's use a thermal imaging camera and see what we can see. This should actually be pretty interesting. Hold on, let me put the Tamcam away for a second. That's the house through the thermal. This thing is awesome. Here, I'll walk towards the side of the place here. Yeah, I could zoom in on the night vision. I think I'm the only one. Ooh, that was weird. I don't know if that was me, but I think I saw... You know what's weird? Look at the front, the top window to the right. That one's the only one that it looks like there's something behind it. Right above the small garage door, the right window. What is that about? I'm gonna take a picture of that. Now I'm hearing noises. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna switch to the night vision to see what's up with that window, because that is odd. That is wild.
And then, a few minutes later into the video,
just watching there. Look at that. I am literally getting a heat signature right in front of that window. Like someone's standing there. Now it's more than ever. I've never seen it so clear before. Look at that. There is a legit... What is up with that? No, I know, Tom, but I won't. I have nothing to hide. I'm not doing anything wrong. Look at that. Look at the window. Look at the window. Yeah, you're right. I'm waiting for it to clear there. Bam. Oh my God, that is insane.
And apparently these two rooms, what I just read online, was the two little girls' rooms.
What looks to be something peering out from the second floor window. I'm looking through all the other rooms. Let's look down. See if I could lower the intensity here. There we go. And there is something standing onto the second floor room here. Oh, it just moved. Look, it looks like a head and something holding its hand on the window. What the hell is that? Again, I'm only doing this so that way you guys could have... Oh, it just moved. A clear, high quality video so you can see better than on a live stream. I did leave a teddy bear here only because I was kind of up to date with what was going on, and this is such a sad story. But on the live stream someone asked me about you. Look, I just got movement again. Someone asked me if I could use a thermal imaging camera, and so I did. Now, I'm going to switch. I'm going to go ahead and switch the imaging into a different image to see what it looks like on a thermal imaging instead of this color. Give me 1 second. Alright, so now I switched it to fully infrared, and what was weird about this one is that I wanted to see if I could still see it, but on the front door it looks like somebody was staring at me. Let's look at the top floor there. As you can see, that looks like the warmest window, and there it is. Looks. I'm going to keep as still as I can. What the hell is that? What is that? Does that look like someone with their head in their hand holding against the window? Look, and now it's changing. There it goes. Oh, it moved. What the hell am I seeing? Man, this is coming straight from an infrared perspective. Look, it looks like somebody else just came in on the far left. Ow, my arm is getting tired. Oh, whoa. Look. That is so creepy. It looks... I'm not even going to tell you what it looks like. You guys... I'll leave that up to you guys. But oh my god.
So what you are seeing there, where you're seeing the impressions from this. Okay, so that's that. So, that wasn't Bella's room. That wasn't Bella's room. So where you're seeing, all of that was just going on with that thermal camera, that image, the lighting, whatever it is you're seeing there was definitely in Bella's room. So I think that's pretty wild. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, everyone remember to go check out Crime Catalyst. I'm going to wrap us up because we're going on 2.5 hours now. I just love doing live streams with you guys and reading all of your great comments. And yeah, you guys are the best. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Remember, definitely go check out Crime Catalyst. We watched a lot of her material. She did a great job. She has more videos on like kind of the eerie, paranormal, NK, dark magic aspects of this case. I know you're going to love it. So definitely go check it out. And yeah, be looking for live streams coming up soon. What is tonight? It's Saturday night. So I'll probably be doing my next live stream on Tuesday night. Don't know what it's going to be on yet, but Tuesday night around 9 p.m. Please be here. We'd love to have you join us for the next What's the Obsession live stream. See y'all soon.
Here we go once again for a marriage, lightning man. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the judge and jury, and we'll be up all night. You better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
They are dead on that.
all the best things love can bring. All in the blind spot that we won't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't.
13, she had her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
You will hurt the ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along, sing along. Our love is a heart attack. You better check the pulse. You better check for pulse.